What up, everybody? The Iceman here on the Iceman's Return YouTube channel. And it is Thursday, and we had a couple big things that happened last night on AEW Dynamite. Well, it opened up with CM Punk coming out with somewhat of a small pipe bomb. They were in West Virginia. He had stated, he first said, he goes, I got two things, one important and one not important. And the not important thing was, he said that he called out Hangman Adam Page, and he told him, he goes, you want your frickin' rematch? Let's do it right now. And of course, Hangman wasn't there, so he couldn't respond. This was totally off the script. It wasn't planned. He called Hangman a coward and whatnot. And it just like, I'm thinking to myself as I'm watching this, where does this go? But in any event, then he was talking about the AEW heavyweight title and Jon Moxley, and Moxley came out, and those two had confrontations. And I'm going to tell you, that was pretty cool to open up the show. And but in any event, now they're talking about have Moxley and Punk next week on Dynamite. 2 weeks before the pay-per-view at All Out? Doesn't make sense to me. I think it's a ratings ploy, but we'll really have to wait and see what develops there. One other big note on the show was Bryan Danielson and Danny Garcia in a best 2 out of 3 falls match. Good match. And if anybody really knows anything about Daniel Garcia, the guy is a very good technical wrestler. They went on and they had such a good match, but it ended. Bryan Danielson. Everybody makes those mistakes. Jim Ross does it all the time. But Bryan Danielson ended up winning the 2 out of 3 falls match. Wanted to shake Garcia's hand. Jericho, who was at the announce booth, comes out, and him and Garcia had words, and boom, Garcia just pushed Jericho aside and left. I predicted that Garcia is probably going to join the Combat Club. We'll have to wait and see. But there you go. I mean, it was pretty fun. And then I think we all sort of knew, or we were teased about it, that Kenny Omega was going to appear last night. Well, he did. And he ended up being the third man for the Young Bucks in the trios match. Now, I think from what I saw in this match, Kenny did not look like himself. You could sort of tell that he was a little bit slower. Maybe it was too soon for him to come back, but maybe it was Tony Khan's idea because they're trying to get higher viewership, which they should anyway, because Dynamite is a really good show, regardless of what anybody says. And at the end, Andrade's group got beat by Omega with the one-winged angel. And even that move didn't seem like a normal Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega was like a little lethargic in the ring. And like I said, I think maybe it was too soon for him to return, but he did. And I will say this, if you get a chance, after AEW went off the air, Omega addressed the fans, and I really liked what he had to say. Um, like he said, he goes, I'm probably not ready for singles competition, but he also pointed out that the Young Bucks don't get the respect, and they are the best tag team in the world ever. And, I can agree with that. I really do think they are the best. But, Omega said, you can like me, you can hate me, but he also said, he goes, I'm not really a good guy. He goes, it all depends. But it looked last night when Omega came back, him and the Young Bucks were sort of on the face side, but we'll have to wait and see what develops later on down the road because, yeah, it was interesting. And then again, Moxley and Punk, clashed again. And I'm going to say this, that CM Punk is starting to act very heelish. I mean, when he called out Hangman Page and then called him a coward and whatnot, what was the purpose unless there's something gonna go on? Or maybe Punk. A lot of people say that he almost not even showed up at that show last night. He almost no-showed that. So there's got to be a lot of heat going on. I know him and Hangman don't like each other, but it is what it is, and we'll just wait and see. That's all you really can do. But yeah, I try to dissect everything, and it just, I don't know. Punk is a better heel, but right now he has such a fan base. It's really pathetic. He made references to Moxley last night, which was sort of funny. He said, I've beaten a John here in Chicago. And he goes, and it's not you. It was somebody better than you. And then he mentioned, he goes, even on your combat club, you're the third best, just like you were before. And he was referencing the Shield. So, yeah, I don't know. It's just crazy. A lot of crazy shit going on in the world of professional wrestling. And, last night's show was good. I'm not sure what the viewership got. I don't think it broke 1 million. I haven't checked yet. But, no, I've been very, very busy. So, yeah. Impact Wrestling tonight. That's one of the shows I never miss. And we'll see what happens. All I can tell you. This is the Iceman on the Iceman's Return YouTube channel. Peace out, everybody.